Yay, welcome to your favorite cooking channel. Yes, this is Cooking with Abba. You're so welcome. Today we're going to look at Asam Mpampa. Did you know you can use flour to make delicious porridges? Then today you are going to learn a lot. Now, for most of us, what we may be missing out is that flour is a very great source of protein. Flour has a lot of protein in there, and it has vitamins, fiber, and complex carbohydrates which our body needs. So I'm going to teach you this beautiful flour porridge which you can try at home, and all you need is some soft pastry flour. Yes, so our major ingredients is flour and of course some salt to taste. So you can either do it this way: you just mix your flour with water, make sure that you either sieve or you mix it properly for all the lumps to go out and for it to be very smooth before it goes on fire. Now, this is the basic way to go about it, but I'm telling you, the very last way to do this dish, that's where all the taste and everything is. So wait and watch to the end. So yes, you need to get all the lumps out, else you finish your cocoa and there'll be Mpampa inside. There's going to be a lot of lumps in your cocoa. We don't want to be eating lumpy cocoa, so you want to make sure that you mix it well. You make sure you clear all the lumps, and then it goes on fire, and you just need to go do your circle, big circle. Just make sure you mix it so well. If you don't mix it well from the start, it would form lumps. For porridges, most porridges, when you want to do it, you need to be very careful about your start and about your finishing. So when you start your porridge, you need to make sure that you stir very well from the start. If you don't stir from the start, it's going to settle at the base and it's going to form lumps. And when you mix, it's not going to mix properly. It's not going to incorporate properly. So if you don't want to get lumps in there, it's better you stir from the point go on fire. So this really doesn't take a long time. Now, as you're doing it, if it comes too thick or if you feel it's too thick for you, you can just incorporate in more water. It doesn't necessarily have to be hot water. Then you mix it to make sure that everything incorporates nicely. If you perhaps have a few lump in or you see it not too smooth, you could do like I was doing in the video. Just make sure you use the back of your wooden ladle or your ladle to mash it up by the side of your pan, and voila, you just need to allow it to finish boiling up. Now, I told you for every porridge recipe, when you see the bubbles, you know that yay, you are there, your porridge is ready. So yes, that's one way of doing it. And the other way, which is much tastier, which is much it smells better, it tastes better, but it takes a bit of work to do, but not so much work. That is the second option we're going to look at now. So for that one, we equally need our flour. And what we do is you are basically going to dry roast your flour in your pan because we want it all browned. We don't want it white. So we want to fry it. Should I say fry? Yes, we want to roast it in your pan without oil, without water. It should be dry. And you're going to just make sure you just fry till it is very brown. Now this fried flour, it adds more taste to it and the texture feels different. So if you're new to it, you could try this. This always tastes better for me, honestly. You may not even realize it's flour in there. And the same fried or roasted flour recipe, you need it when you're doing your brown stew. So if you remember your days in SS, they were called because of the gas, aka gas, we used to take brown stew. So yes, so you need this too for your brown stew recipe. But then we're going to do cocoa. Now when you're done frying, you need to let it cool down a bit. Now when it's cooled down, you may want to sieve it because sometimes it may form some few lumps in there and you want your cocoa very smooth. So if you don't, you realize that the white lumps or the white parts which didn't fry properly, they are all going to go in. So what you'd want to do is to sieve and take those ones out. If you want, you can mash them back in, but then it's up to you. So I took them out and I got my smooth brown. Then I placed it in my saucepan, added my water, added my salt to taste, and then voila, went on fire. So there's pretty much the same, stirring afterwards. But then the beauty is in this. So for this one, you don't really need so much water when you are mixing it because the flour is partly cooked. So it takes in less water. That's one thing you should note. Then you need to be very careful, like I said, when you are doing porridges, to be stirring to make sure everything is at its rightful place. So you're pretty much going to do that. You can sing your childhood lullaby and entertain yourself in the kitchen as you stir. So you want to make sure you do it so well that doesn't set out the base and form lumps. You want to do it so well that it forms together beautifully and you have a very nice texture and consistency. And this is pretty much our Asam Mpampa recipe. Very simple, very healthy, rich in protein, rich in fiber, rich in complex carbohydrates, and rich in vitamins. So yeah, the next time you want to try some porridge at home, why don't you give this Asam Mpampa recipe a try? So I see you in the next food video. Lots of love for my team and I. Stay healthy, live healthy. Mwah, mwah, mwah.